Definitely the W, especially if Sophie Cunningham is going to continue to fight people for messing with Caitlin Clark, because it feels like Caitlin Clark is going to get treated in a certain way in this league for a long time. She's not a rookie anymore. Okay? She's already proved herself. She's won. And then
Marina Mabrey might have thought she could throw a cheap shot at Caitlin Clark and stroll away like it was just another day at the office. But she didn't count on Sophie Cunningham. Indiana's very own enforcer wasn't about to let that slide. With laser focus and zero tolerance for nonsense, Sophie clocked the move from across the court and activated like a human alarm system. If Caitlin Clark is the WNBA's golden ticket, then Sophie Cunningham just made herself her notice-off bodyguard, and the entire league better take notice.
Marina Mabrey, who knocked Caitlin Clark down. I don't like these cheap shots, though. She got gouged in the eye. Cheap shots can't be happening, and it always happens. No. Caitlin is certainly going to be a storyline. She's a star. She's a dog. And the WNBA seems...
This wasn't just another chippy foul or emotional moment. It was a statement. What happened on that court was made for primetime drama, and it sent a crystal clear message. If you come for Caitlin, you're going to have to go through Sophie. No more silent sideline stares. No more unanswered cheap shots. Indiana isn't just playing basketball anymore, they're setting the tone. So if you ride with Caitlin Clark and back Spicy Sophie, comment GOATCC and Spicy Sophie down below. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.
Last year, I think something we noticed, and I think a lot of people noticed, is when Caitlin would get bullied, nobody would do nothing.
That's right.
Nobody would do nothing. It was like, hey, they didn't know, like, whoa, I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe people are doing this to Caitlin Clark. Teammates weren't jumping in there. They bring in Sophie Cunningham. I had no idea. Sophie Cunningham was a black belt at the age of 6.
Yeah. Yep.
Boom!
Wow.
JC Sheldon, that's cute. You want to poke her in the eye, then push her into a boom Mabrey thing? Go ahead. I'll take a take foul, and you'll eat the deck a little bit here. And then we'll get out.
Because things are heating up and the fever are just getting started. Disrespect Caitlin Clark, and you're going to hear about it not from the league, not from the refs, but from Sophie Cunningham, and she'll make sure it echoes in surround sound. As for Caitlin, she didn't flinch. She let her game do the talking, raining in logo threes like guided missiles while Sophie set the tone. Mess around and find out.
Was just assaulted. Bad. This is the worst one ever, bro. She was literally poked in the eye, then pushed to the ground by Marina Mabrey.
Let's rewind to the beginning of this circus. JC Sheldon, yes, the same player building a questionable highlight. Rel decided to add "I gouged" to her resume. She went straight for Caitlin Clark's face like she was checking her cornea for rebounds. There was nothing subtle, nothing basketball, just a blatant jab. It was intentional, and anyone with functioning vision saw it for exactly what it was. Things escalated fast when Marina Mabrey entered the chaos.
Marina Mabrey basically just did what Kennedy Carter did on a whole nother level.
While Caitlin Clark was still trying to shake off the eye poke, Mabrey came barreling in and leveled her with a hit that looked more like it belonged in the NHL than the WNBA. It wasn't a hard foul, it was a full-body check. A straight-up shove that sent Caitlin crashing to the floor like she'd just been blindsided in an NFL playoff game. And the fan cam caught every single frame.
And the Connecticut Sun got into it a little bit last night. Obviously, it all started with an eye gouge into a knockdown from JC Sheldon.
Caitlin is up there with the MVP, probably with Big Feast out in Minnesota.
I don't like these cheap shots, though. She got gouged in the eye.
Yeah, big time.
Gouged in the eye. Marina Mabrey, who knocks her down.
Mabrey just goes and shoves her onto the ground.
Marina Mabrey, this is ridiculous.
This wasn't just physical basketball. It was targeted aggression, plain and simple. Then came Pat McAfee, never one to hold back. He broke it all down on his show frame by frame. "That ain't basketball," he said, practically laughing in disbelief. "That's a straight-up assault on the league's #1 draw." His panel didn't even argue. No debate, it was unanimous. What happened to Caitlin wasn't competition. It was a calculated hit, and it exposed just how far some players are willing to go to knock her off her game, that it's personal now.
I don't like the blindside cheap shot. I don't like the poke in the eye, but I don't mind the
physical.
Yeah, I don't mind a little bit of like competitive, how you doing, keep it moving, especially at the WNBA with how much is at stake. You know, right now they're at a pivotal time.
Yep.
There's CBA coming up, I think. I believe there is some sort, because remember they're talking about holding out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
You're
so
right.
there is some sort, I believe there is a CBA coming up. So it's like there's an opportunity now. What is the pivotal time? It's like having good basketball, good, having cheap shots, not good, problem.
If you've been following this season, you know Caitlin Clark hasn't exactly been welcomed with open arms. She's been elbowed, shoved, tripped, taunted, and body-checked more times than any rookie should ever have to endure. And through it all, her own team mostly stood by, saying little and doing even less. Until now, because this time, Caitlin had backup. She had Sophie Cunningham. And Sophie didn't just show up to play, she showed up with a vengeance. When JC Sheldon and Marina Mabrey tried their usual roughhouse tactics, Sophie didn't wait for a whistle or a timeout. She snapped into action, unleashing a war cry that probably made courtside fans pause their Instagram stories. She got in faces, planted her feet, and made it very clear, if you cross that line again, you're going to pay for it. This wasn't just retaliation, it was regulation. Pat McAfee said it best. You take a swing at Clark, you're taking a trip to the floor. Simple as that. Sophie isn't just a teammate, now she's the enforcer. The Fever have finally found their fire. She wasn't just a teammate. Sophie Cunningham was a goon in the best way possible. And honestly, that's exactly what this Indiana Fever squad needed. Every iconic player has that one enforcer by their side. Michael had Rodman. Steph has Draymond now. Caitlin Clark has Sophie. From the moment Sophie hit the floor, the energy shifted. Her presence was undeniable. She wasn't backing down from anything or anyone. That refusal to be pushed around lit a fire, not just in her but across the entire Fever roster. You could see it on the bench, in the body language, in the eye contact. They weren't just reacting anymore. They were ready. They believed. And Caitlin, she stood a little taller, smiled a little wider, and then boom drilled one of her signature deep threes, right in JC Sheldon's face. She turned to the Connecticut Sun bench and let them hear it. No hesitation, no fear, just fire. This was the moment fans had been waiting for all season long. Everyone's been shouting from the rooftops, begging for someone stand up and say, enough is enough. And Sophie, she didn't just stand up. She drew a thick, bold line in Sharpie and dared anyone to cross it. Try that again. Her presence screamed. And watch what happens. This wasn't some random emotional outburst. Sophie Cunningham was calculated.
Drop it with no hesitation. Last night, double team, step back, sideways. How you doing? Keep it moving. Then how about her to the bench afterwards with a?
You like that?
Yeah, it was a. You like that, but that last one right here, this is a. Get to it. Get to it. Get to it. The punch is a.
Every step she took, every bark, every hard screen hit was all deliberate. She wasn't just reacting. She was daring the league to keep ignoring what's been happening to Caitlin Clark. Sophie isn't just protecting a teammate, he's rewriting the entire identity of the Indiana Fever. No longer passive underdogs. This team is transforming into a unit of fire-breathing enforcers, and the effect on Caitlin, immediate. You could see it in her body language, her poise, her confidence.
I mean, she's a needle mover, and she's got an enforcer on the team now, and a black belt having Sophie Cunningham. Don't look now, the Fever are about to win WNBA title, just like they're about to win the commission.
She played the rest of the game with a freedom and fire we hadn't seen since her college days. No hesitation, no fear, just pure dominance. That's what happens when you know someone has your back. This wasn't just a win in the standings, it was a cultural reset. A message to the rest of the WNBA. If you're planning to come for Caitlin Clark, you'll have to go through Sophie Cunningham first, and good luck with that. The era of Clark being pushed around is officially over. And Marina Mabrey, she found out the hard way.
She is a needle mover.
Caitlin is the one.
No comparison to Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is the most must-watch basketball player in world basketball right now. There's nobody that does what Caitlin Clark does.
She's the biggest basketball star in the world.
How special and rare Caitlin Clark.
You can throw elbows and sneaky shoves all you want, but when Sophie's locked in, she's not just playing basketball. She's protecting a legacy in the making. Clark absorbed everything thrown at her. That Nightan didn't just survive, she owned it. Legendary doesn't even begin to describe her response. After taking that cheap shot, she didn't flinch. No dramatic gestures to the refs, no complaints, no hesitation.
Mind you, JC Sheldon has been hitting Caitlin in the face all game, fouling all game. The refs don't care. The refs act like their whistles are broke. She's fouling her nonstop again, hits her.
She just brushed it off, stayed locked in, and waited like a sniper for the perfect moment. And when it came, oh, she delivered. Double-teamed, moving sideways, falling back didn't matter. She launched a three from the logo like it was a layup. Splash. No apologies, no doubt, just pure, cold-blooded buckets.
Caitlin Clark, Marina Mabrey, Tina Charles were assessed with technical fouls on Tuesday. Caitlin, Marina, and Tina Charles. Technical fouls. That's it. Technical fouls. That's it. And JC Sheldon was assessed with a flagrant 1 foul, and no players were ejected.
Then came the stare. No words, just ice. Right into the Connecticut Sun bench, as if to say, still think I'm soft. That look was everything. A defiant glare, fire in her eyes, a chest thump that echoed across the arena, followed by a yell that didn't need translation.
Fever know that they're targets.
Yeah.
Caitlin understands it at this point, and I love that she is yet to waver It's just like singular focus of next game. I'm getting.
I'm the one. In that moment, Caitlin Clark didn't just silence the noise. She turned it into fuel, and the whole world felt the heat. This wasn't just a highlight, it was a warning shot. A message aimed at every coach, player, and critic. You can throw dirt on Caitlin Clark, but she'll grow through it.
Sophie Cunningham coming in there too.
She was barking the whole time too, underneath the hoop at that.
When she was grabbing the head.
Is that like who she is? She's like an enforcer?
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like she was potentially brought in like a James Johnson type role for Tyrese Halliburton. And it's like, thank God. I think this is a good play, not a bad play.
You always need some, I don't know if they still call them, you need some goons on your team, for sure. Especially when you have a star like that. Yeah, when you have the golden goose, just like MJ was, when you had his teammates who would kind of protect him at times when the dirtbag Detroit Pistons had those MJ rules. So this is what the greats are going to go through. Candace Parker kind of went through this. She came in the league. But yeah, Caitlin Clark's going to continue to deal with it. And,
Pat McAfee nearly lost his mind on air, breaking down the moment, frame by electrifying frame. Clark's swagger, her composure, the ice running through her veins, it wasn't just impressive, it was generational. McAfee didn't just call her a dog, he said she was that dog. And not in the casual, overused way we're talking, Kobe-level MJ mode Steffringe kind of dog. And now, Caitlin's name belongs in that conversation. But what made the moment truly iconic wasn't just the bucket tip, was the presence, the attitude, the shift. Last season, she played within the lines, tried to blend in, took the hits, and kept quiet, trusting others to defend her. But that version of Clark is gone. Now, the switch has flipped. She's not adjusting to the WNBA anymore, she's reshaping it. Every shot she drains from the logo isn't just 3 points. It's a cultural statement.
Text me. She never texts me during the game.
All right.
Here is Clark splashing home a three from way downtown. Kelly escorting her back to the bench. JC Sheldon is there with her hand in her face.
She creates gravity. She forces defenses to stretch, opens up space for teammates, and tilts the floor with every step. She's not just playing the game, she's redefining it. She creates space just by being on the floor. Defenses stretch, bend, and break, trying to contain her. And when they overcommit, she doesn't panic. She pounces. Her passes aren't just smart, they're surgical, threading through defenders like lasers, putting the ball exactly where it needs to be. Pat McAfee said it best. All her teammates have to do is catch and finish. That's how clean her vision is. But this isn't just about fans losing their minds. This is deeper. The media, other players, league executives, everyone's waking up to a new reality. Caitlin Clark isn't just participating in the WNBA, she's defining it. Not with trash talk, not with hype, but with action. Every time she steps on the court, the game shifts. The lights feel brighter, the crowd buzzes louder, the viewership spikes. She doesn't play under the spotlight, she is the spotlight. Let's be real, this isn't just hype anymore. This is the foundation of a legacy, and Caitlin Clark is building it one logo 3. One stare down, one silencing dagger at a time. Every cheap shot, every hard foul, every doubter in the stands, that's just fuel. She doesn't flinch, she fires. And now, with Sophie Cunningham riding shotgun, good luck stopping them. Marina Mabrey and JC Sheldon thought they could rattle Caitlin with sneak attacks and hidden elbows. Instead, they poured gasoline on a wildfire. Clark didn't bend. She didn't blink. She buried buckets so cold, they froze the air in the arena. And Sophie, she made sure the message landed with heat. This isn't the same rookie who entered the league with wide eyes and a quiet grin. This is a warrior, a leader, a certified megastar who knows she belongs. And now, she's not fighting alone. She's got muscle behind the magic. So here's your new WNBA reality. If you come for Caitlin Clark, you better be ready for the storm. She's not backing down, she's rising up. And now she's got backup, fire in her eyes, and a squad that's done playing nice. You wanted a storyline. This is it. You wanted a star. Her name is Caitlin Clark. And this is her league now. If you're riding with Caitlin and Sophie, drop a comment below. Goat CC and Spicy Sophie. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss what's next.